Hello, I'm Dieter and welcome to a rough rules video for Kingdomino Duel. This is the 2-player only roll and write version of Kingdomino. Setup is incredibly simple. You get a pack of paper, just tear a couple off. On the front is a scoring sheet, on the back is this central bit here so you can reuse as you go. So you need 2 of those. I've only torn 1 off for saving the sheets. Everybody needs a pen and there are 4 dice. The game does come with 2 pencils, but they need sharpening, so I use pens. Turn is very simple. You just go back and forth, taking turns to roll all 4 dice. And then you take it in turns to draft from these dice to get 2 pieces. So let's say this person's going first. Because they're the person that rolled, they get to take 1 die. And they're going to hope to match some. So they're going to take this one. Now it's this person's turn. They get to take 2 of the dice. And they see that person takes that. So they're definitely going to take that one just to screw with them. Because, you know, hate drafting. And any other one, that's fine. Now that you've got 2 dice, you can arrange them next to each other in any way that you like. Doesn't matter, you are creating a domino. And then you must fill that in onto your sheet. You can see that it is filled with the shield symbols. All down here is for scoring, which I'll go over later. And all you do for your first domino, it must be connected to this castle in the center, if you can just about see that. There you go. And so they are going to go. And you're really going to have to forgive my drawing ability. That's 2 dots and a cross on that one. And then the joy of this is that you don't need to be good at drawing. The symbols are all very clear as to what they are. The other person will have filled in theirs, and then it's their turn to do it. But I'll explain, I'll jump ahead actually to how it scores to let you know how a couple of things work. I've actually taken this from an old game to show you what a finished one would look like, and again, my drawing is terrible. Once the board is filled, or as filled as possible, you can see I left a couple of gaps that I can't do anything with. You section it up and then multiply, for each symbol, you score it by multiplying the number of that shield in one area. And you could do that across multiple areas, but within a single area, you multiply the number of shields by the number of crosses. These are supposedly the nobles that live there. So crosses are very important. So for this instance, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be 40 points. 8 by 5 is 40, and that's what I've done there. So crosses are very important. That's why I chose to take that one first. Any die that you take that does not have a cross then goes towards this board. This is a little bonuses board. Really, I would put it that way so it's much easier to see that this half is connected to this person, that half is connected to that person. In fact, we will do that. And for everyone that you don't put a cross on here because it's not on the die, you put the cross on here. So I had a 4-way one there, they had a 2 and a 2 dot. And as this goes on and you start filling this up, it's a little bit of a kind of a tug of war. Once somebody reaches the red one, and only one person can, after that you stop counting them. Whoever gets to the red space, starting from the outside, working your way in, you then unlock a special power. Such as I said, when you start, you have to fill it next to the castle, and thereafter, just like dominoes, you would need to match the symbol to an existing one. So in the future, if I got another 2 dots, I could connect it to that one and build out that way. This would give me a one-off power to ignore that, and I could place it wherever I like. This would allow me one time to split the dice and put them anywhere I like, not as a domino. This one would allow me to draft both of my dice first without the other person taking one. This allows me to re-roll once, and then there are a couple of instant ones. These are slightly different. This bottom one is slightly easier to explain, so I'll get that first. When you unlock that, one time only, and immediately you place a cross anywhere on the board, just making an area more valuable. But this one here for the solid shields, you choose one of these suits, one of these shield symbols immediately, and I like to draw it on so we remember. Do I have an example of that? Possibly not. I like to draw it on immediately so that whoever unlocks the red chooses one of the shield types, and at the end of the game, so they choose it immediately, but at the end of the game you'll see that there is a category on here for that 3, and that means 3 points for every region of that type. And in fact I chose the solids, so I had 1, 2, 3 regions of it, no matter the size, doesn't matter if they scored or not before. I had 3 different regions of it, so 3 points per region. That is a bonus 9 points. So you've got that little tug of war going on, and you roll again, and so on and so on and so on. They would take that one because they're the double lines. I would take that one to start carrying on, do that one, and on it goes until, as I say, you have filled in your sheet or are unable to fill it in anymore. You score it up. Whoever has the most points scores. There is one extra rule in the middle in the castle. You will notice, hopefully, that it starts with a very empty roof, and throughout the game you can one time fill it in so that when you draft a die that does not have a cross, you can pretend, or add rather, a cross to it. If it had 1, you could add a second one, and so on and so on. So it's similar to that instant reward, except you need to add it directly to a die, not anywhere on your board. And once that's done, you see whoever has the most points, and that person is the winner. The rulebook is nice and simple. It's just this. That's all it is. The game takes about 10, 15, 20 minutes maybe. All very simple stuff. Very nicely laid out. The box, I'm just going to show you, is magnetic. As I say, it comes with pencils. Everything fits in very nicely, and that is how to play Kingdomino Duel.